Good morning and welcome to KRQE New This Morning. I'm Elizabeth Alvarez. Today is Thursday, October 10th. All of your day's top stories in just a moment. But first, let's take a quick check at that morning forecast with meteorologist Kristen Van Dyke, who had been live all week at Balloon Fiesta Park. But she is back here in the studio this morning. Good morning, Kristen.
Hey, good to see you, Elizabeth. Good to be back here in the studio. Not talking about too much right now, actually. Wind speeds are nice and calm across Albuquerque to Sunport. We're at 7 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour, 55 degrees, I should say, with winds out the south again. Very light winds here. Balloon Fiesta, winds are still very calm this morning. Partly cloudy skies as we go through the day, mid to upper 60s, and we will have to watch for winds to pick up this afternoon. I'll have the details on that and the changes coming in this weather pattern in just a few minutes.
Okay, Kristen, thank you. Our Matt Morrow has been out at Balloon Fiesta Park all week as well. So far, most of the scheduled events have gone off as planned. Matt, good morning. What's your take on today's events?
Good morning, Elizabeth. Well, the question really is, as Kristen mentioned, it's not so much the winds here at the surface, because right here it's probably about the most beautiful start we've had at Balloon Fiesta. The winds are calm, the temperatures are quite mild. People are coming out here. We'll talk about the big event today, the Special Shape Rodeo, in just a minute. But as Kristen mentioned, it's what's going on with the winds up in the air, particularly as you get up 2, 3, even 4,000 feet. That's what everyone here, the Balloon Fiesta officials, are going to be taking a look at to decide if these balloons will go up this morning. Already people are coming here. It is a big day because we take a look at the schedule. We have our Special Shape Rodeo. The first thing that usually happens is the Dawn Patrol. That's supposed to go up at 5:45. It usually happens sometime more about 6:15, 6:30. Then that Special Shape Rodeo. A lot of the balloons, it looks like if the winds stay like they are here, they're definitely going to inflate. The big question is if they're going to fly. That decision will be made at the pilot's briefing. That starts about 6:15. Of course, we'll let you know as soon as any decision is made. After that, at 8 o'clock, all depending on the wind, we have the flying competitions. They continue today. They're a lot of fun. We also have the ABQ chainsaw carving. Doesn't really matter what the wind is like for that. So if you do come out here, it's really great to see what these guys can do with like some chunks of wood and some chainsaws. Very cool stuff. Tickets, not too bad. $8 for adults. Kids 12 and under are free. Parking is $10 per car. Again, today is one of the busier days at the Fiesta, so get here soon so you don't have to walk all that far. And if you can't make it out here, don't worry. We've got you covered on that very special edition of it to Casa this morning. That goes from 7 to 9 o'clock. It also streams online at KRQE and Casa.com. And we will have a show as long as the balloons inflate. So, of course, we're going to be out here all morning long. We're going to let you know. But as of right now, at least on the ground, things look good. Again, the question is everything with the winds aloft, and you'll be hearing more from Kristen about that in just a little bit. Elizabeth?
I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Thank you, Matt. You know, 2 men have been seriously injured after their hot air balloon hit a power line and caught fire. It happened early yesterday morning east of Rio Rancho near Sarah and Meadowlark. 59-year-old Mark Kilgore, the owner and pilot of New Mexico Sunrise, was burned. So was 66-year-old Daniel Lovato, the crew chief. Lovato is actually in critical condition. Kilgore's condition has not been released. Nearby residents watched in horror as the balloon went down in flames. Many bystanders rushed to help the 2 injured men.
At that point, there was an explosion, shot flames out, about 20 feet to the side. I saw him slump. I didn't know about the condition. At that point, the gondola really started to drop.
Now, the power line was damaged but quickly repaired, and there were no reported outages. Developing this morning, there's buzz about behind-the-scene talks in Washington to try and end the deadlock over the government shutdown and the debt limit. So far, nothing definite to report, though. What is definite is that if there is no deal, Los Alamos National Laboratory will join Sandia National Labs in closing. LANL leaders sent an email to all 10,000 employees warning if lawmakers don't agree on a way out of this money mess by October 17th, LANL will close the 18th, which is a week from tomorrow. Only a skeleton crew needed to maintain minimum safety will remain on the job. On Tuesday, Sandia National Labs in Albuquerque told its thousands of workers it will shut down October 21st as well if things don't get fixed. Now, talk about shutdowns at Sandia and Los Alamos National Labs has a lot of people worried this morning. You see, Sandia pumps hundreds of millions into the local economy and products and services. Add to that employee paychecks, and it totals a significant chunk of the metro area's economy. Now, businesses along Gibson near Kirtland Air Force Base expect to be hit hard, but the damage will be widespread.
This is miserable news for our business community and our community at large. Sandia National Labs is a huge employer.
Now, between Los Alamos and Sandia, as many as 18,000 people could be catapulted into the ranks of the unemployed. The shutdown, has forced many people out of work. Families who never before thought they would need help are now turning to food banks. News 13's Samantha McDonald has more from the Newsplex on this. Good morning, Samantha.
Good morning, Elizabeth. The Roadrunner Food Bank is stepping up its efforts to help people who suddenly find themselves in need, and that's certainly now a far greater number of people than expected. The food bank held a special emergency food giveaway yesterday at Kirtland Air Force Base. They planned on serving 75 people, but 150 showed up. Lots of people looking for help are single-income families who just don't have a fallback. Although food bank workers say they have not been overwhelmed with calls for help, the staff here believes that there are more people out there who do really need food. They say many families may be embarrassed to ask for help and are holding off to see just how long they can go without having to get assistance. Roadrunner staff say the longer the government shutdown lasts, the hungrier people will get. To make matters worse, New Mexico already ranks among the worst in the country for food insecurity.
We're currently experiencing food insecurity, and for people who are experiencing food insecurity for the first time, because there already is a big need for food assistance here.
If your family needs help getting food, just do not shy away from calling the food bank. You can call them 505-247-2052. They will refer you to a food pantry in your neighborhood. Elizabeth, back to you.
Thank you very much, Sam. Now, there are no plans for another special mobile pantry again just yet, but of course we're going to keep you updated on that right here on KRQE. Would a late-term abortion ban be legal even if Albuquerque voters approve it? City Council Trudy Jones introduced a resolution asking the city to get outside counsel before there's a vote, and that made some folks steaming mad at a meeting last night.
We believe that the people have the right to make the decision for themselves on whether to pass this measure or not. And this is an attempt to interfere with the electoral process.
This ban is completely unconstitutional. The city attorney said it, the attorney general has now said it. It's unconstitutional, it's unenforceable, and quite frankly, it's a waste of our taxpayers' money.
Jones's resolution asks the city to find out whether the ordinance is constitutional and whether the city has to hold an election if it's not. The resolution was sent to a committee. The issue has now been deferred until after the November 19th election.